council. Looks like we're here for a couple matters. You all may be seated. One is probable cause conference, and then we have a motion for competency evaluation and notice of intent to assert insanity defense. So let's handle that one first. Ms. Fioravento?
Thank you, Your Honor. I've had several meetings with my client since first being appointed on this matter. She reports to me, and as I stated in my motion, that she is illiterate, that she struggles to understand things. We've had several conversations about if maybe I phrase things differently or we talk about them differently, if that allows her to understand, and she says she just really struggles to understand. I am concerned about her ability to understand and assist in her own defense as a result. And I would respectfully request a competency evaluation of criminal responsibility evaluation in light of that. Additionally, my client has informed me that in school, she was in special ed. She says she was diagnosed with dyslexia, but it's unclear if she ever had any other diagnoses. Those would have been done a long time ago.
Ms. Doe?
Well, Your Honor, I don't have any personal information regarding her state of mind and her ability to comprehend the case. I would leave it to professionals to determine that. And if there's a question as to competency by defense, I would not object to that.
All right. Ms. Austin, I have some questions for you. All right. So let me ask you, do you know what the charges are in this case? What do you think they are?
It's me and my brother got in trouble.
And without telling me anything that happened, what have you been charged with?
I don't remember.
Do you know what possible punishments are?
No.
Are you facing a jail sentence, prison term? Do you know? What is the role of Ms. Fioravento? What's her job? Do you know what my job is?
You're a lawyer. I mean, you're a judge that figures out what people's gonna do.
What are some of the possible outcomes in this case? What could happen?
Go to jail.
Okay. And do you know what Ms. Dull's role is in this case? Do you know what the role of a prosecutor is? You know what a jury is? What do you think a jury is? You have no idea. If you were to guess, just take a guess, what would you guess the jury does? How about witnesses? What would witnesses do?
They tell you what goes on.
Okay. And if you were to be found not guilty, what would happen? You know what not guilty means? Do you remember having your rights explained to you in this case?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay, what do you remember of those rights?
That's what the police officer said. Or
What, do you remember that?
he just told me that he read a piece of paper to me.
Okay. Do you remember any of those rights?
He said something about, I don't have to say anything to them until I talk to you.
All right. Ms. Fioravento, anything else?
Thank you, Your Honor. Again, we have had multiple conversations. I have done the best I can to explain these concepts, and I would respectfully request a competency evaluation and criminal responsibility evaluation at this time.
All right, because an insanity defense has been asserted, the court does have to order the criminal responsibility. And based on what I've heard today, I will order the competency examination as well. That competency examination will put this case on hold. Anything else for the record, counsel?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Austin, just a reminder that your bond conditions continue. Make sure that you stay in contact with Ms. Fioravento, because at some point, the forensic center is going to be reaching out to do a mental evaluation on you, all right? Can you do that? How are you going to keep in touch with her?
By phone?
Do you have a calendar or somebody help you with that?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, you can go out to the front when, well, there won't be a next court date, so just stay in touch with Ms. Fioravento. All right?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Oswald, I have an amended complaint that alleges that on or about February 21st, 2026, in the city of Cadillac of Wexford County, it is alleged in count number 1 that you committed the offense of home invasion first degree. That is a felony punishable by up to 20 years in prison and or a fine of $5,000. In count number 2, it's alleged that you committed the offense of police officer assault, resist, and obstruct. That is a felony punishable by up to 2 years in prison and or a fine of $2,000. In count number 3, it's alleged that you committed the offense of police officer assault, resist, and obstruct. That again is another 2-year felony and or a fine of $2,000. In count number 4, it's alleged that you committed the offense of assault and battery, or assault and battery. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days and or a fine of $500. In count number 5, it's alleged that you committed the offense of assault aggravated. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year in jail and or a fine of $1,000. In count number 6, it's alleged that you committed the offense of assault with intent to do great bodily harm less than murder or by strangulation. That is a felony punishable by up to 10 years in prison and or a fine of $5,000 in DNA to be taken upon arrest. Do you understand those charges and the potential penalties?
Okay.
You do have the same rights that you had when you originally arraigned on this file, but I'll go through those with you. That is that you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or write can and will be used against you. You also have the right to have an attorney present during any questioning that you consent to, and the right to stop answering questions. And you also have the right to be represented by an attorney at all phases throughout this process, and Ms. Fioravento has been appointed to represent you. Ms. Fioravento, how did your client plead to the amended complaint?
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, we would enter not guilty, though on the whole, I think parties have reached an agreement. Thank you.
All right, the court will enter the not guilty plea, and that brings us to the probable cause conference.
Thank you, Your Honor. So for purposes of probable cause, I met with my client yesterday. We are going to agree to bind over today. We do have a potential plea on the table that is being held decision deferred, but I am hopeful that parties will be able to strike a plea in this matter in circuit court. Thank you.
All right.
I have those signed forms here for the court. If the court would like me to read.
I'm sorry, Ms. Carey, was this your case?
Correct.
All right. Before I sign the bind overs, anybody have anything else for the record?
I do not. No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Fioravento. All right, I have signed that bind over, and Mr. Oswald, just a reminder that your bond remains in place. All right, you can go with the corrections officer. Court recalls the people of the state of Michigan versus Joseph Michael Austin, case number 26511 FY.
Good morning, Your Honor. For the record, Bernard Jockins appearing on behalf of Mr. Austin. My apologies for being tardy in this matter. My deepest apologies, Judge. I didn't have the correct Zoom information.
All right. And Mr. Austin joins us here at the table. Counsel, looks like we are here for a couple matters. One is a probable cause conference. The other is a motion for confidence. So let's handle the motion first. Mr. Jockins?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, I had an opportunity to meet with Mr. Austin and interview multiple individuals that are close to him, his family. Based upon the information that I have received and communicating, I have serious concerns regarding the competency of Mr. Austin in this matter. He's a very nice man. I have had, he's followed my directions so far and did his best to get information, have others. But at this time, due to the nature of his disability and all the surrounding circumstances, Your Honor, I'm asking for a competency evaluation in this matter.
Ms. Dahl?
I don't have any information as to his competency. I've had no contact with him, or any personal information as to his background. So I would defer to the defense attorney to know better what his state of mind is and whether competency is an issue.
All right. Mr. Austin, I have some questions for you. What are you charged with in this case?
I really don't know. No one's told me.
Do you remember being arraigned by, it was probably the magistrate on these charges?
No.
Do you remember going to jail?
Yes.
Do you remember what they booked you on?
No. Officer didn't tell me nothing.
All right. Do you have an attorney in this case?
Him?
Okay. And do you know what his role is in this case, what he does?
Helps people?
Okay. How does he do that?
I really don't know that.
If I were to say jury, what does that mean to you?
I really don't know.
What are some possible, how are some ways that this case could resolve or end?
I don't really understand. I
Okay.
have hard problems understanding people.
All right. Well, you have some prior convictions in your past, so how did those cases end?
Oh, I went to jail.
Okay. So is jail a possibility in this case?
No.
Why is it not a possibility?
I don't really know what you're trying to say to me.
I'm asking, is jail a potential outcome in this case? Could jail be part of a punishment for you?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't really, I don't know what you're, I mean, I can understand what you're saying, but I really don't understand. I would have to have him explain it to me a different way or something.
If I said not guilty, what does that mean?
I mean, I'm not guilty.
Okay, but what does that mean?
What guilty means.
Do you know what a witness is?
Yeah, there's somebody that's there to talk to other people or something.
Do you know what my role as the judge is?
Not really.
If you were to, well, do you understand that you have a right to a trial in this case?
What's the trial?
All right. Mr. Jockins, anything else?
If the court had any additional questions for me as to how and why I came to this request, I'd be more than glad to elaborate. I've tried to do my best without providing any sort of embarrassment, et cetera, Your Honor. At this time, again, I'm requesting this referral as I have not really been able to get any information from Mr. Austin regarding this case one way or another, and it's nothing against him, and it's not because I find him to be an unreasonable person, Judge.
All right, the court will grant the request for competency, which will put a stay on the case. Mr. Austin, you'll need to stay in contact with your attorney. Are you able to do that?
Yes,
And how will you do that?
on my phone.
All right. At some point, you're going to have an interview with the Forensic Center, so make sure you stay in contact with him to make sure that that gets done, all right?
Yes, sir.
Just a reminder that your bond conditions continue.
Yes, sir.
Anything else for the record, counsel?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. All right, you're free to go.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
We are adjourned till the afternoon.